Assalamu alaikum, my dear students. Hope you people are enjoying the journey of learning with Biotic Academy, and you people are understanding the concept which we are discussing in our academy. Today we are going to discuss about diseases. Some of the diseases which are basically infecting the human population. Basically, there are two types of diseases: communicable diseases and non-communicable diseases, which are infecting the human population or affecting the human population. What are communicable diseases? Communicable diseases are the diseases which are basically spread in a human population with a high speed as compared to the non-communicable diseases. Why it is spreading? Because in order to spread these communicable diseases, there are certain ways which are basically unavoidable for the individuals to prevent them from these communicable type of diseases. For suppose we can discuss about malaria, HIV, and chickenpox. These are basically the example of communicable diseases which is spread from one infected person to the another healthy person with the help of some vectors in between. We will discuss about those vectors. Non-communicable diseases are the diseases which are basically affecting the person because of their lifestyle or because of some genetic history. Maybe the person has some history of a particular type of diseases. For suppose you can take the example of diabetes, which is basically passing on its genes from one generation to the next generation. Chronic respiratory diseases are in some cases or also can be considered as a genetic problem. Cancer is not a genetic problem. That is because of some mutation which is basically affecting the changes in the genetic makeup of the individual, but it cannot communicate or it cannot transmit to the next generation. Cardiovascular diseases are also in some ways, you can say, a genetic problem, but it is also having the person is also having this issue because of some lifestyle problems. So there are these two communicable and non-communicable diseases which are basically affecting the human population. First of all, we will discuss about the ways how these communicable diseases are infecting the person, hitting the population, human population at a larger scale. You can see here the ways through which these communicable diseases are transmitting from the infected person to the healthy person. Now, from the infected to the healthy person, you can see over here these diseases can be transmitted with the direct contact, with the shake hand or touching the body of the infected person, by air, sneezing or breathing. Can also aids in the process of the spread of diseases, communicable diseases, from the infected person to the healthy person. Indirect contact means the person has dropped the virus or bacteria which are basically causing the particular diseases in the air through their breathing, and these virus and bacteria are sitting on the table or chair or the books or any other thing or any material in their surrounding, and then when the healthy person touch those objects, it will be a way of indirect contact for the transmission of these communicable diseases. By food, if the hygiene is not kept in consideration while preparing the food, this is also a way of transmission. Through insect bite, that is a very dangerous way. You can see in case of malaria where the insect is playing a very lethal role for the transmission of disease from the infected person to the healthy person, and to the rabid animals. Now, these are the ways by which the communicable diseases are infecting the human population at a larger scale. First of all, we will discuss about the role of insect in transmitting the communicable diseases from the infected person to the healthy person. For this, we will discuss with reference to the example of malaria. Malaria is basically a disease which had been an issue, which had been a problem for the human population. Still, it is a big problem for the human population, especially the areas which are having plentiful rainfall, plentiful plantation, sanitation, hygiene situation is worst. These are the areas where mosquito get the opportunity to breed themselves, and then they help to aid to spread the diseases. Basically, malaria is caused by a protozoa, that is Plasmodium, and the Plasmodium is present in the mouth, in the saliva of the mosquito. And this Plasmodium is basically transmitted from one person to another person by the help of this mosquito bite. Now here you can see the cycle, how this process of malaria basically infect the human population. Here you can see the journey began with uninfected mosquito, and the person is already infected with malaria, with the pathogen. Pathogens are basically the organism, microorganism, which are having this ability to cause infection or diseases in an individual. So all such microorganisms which have this ability to cause disease are called as pathogens. So the person is already infected by the pathogen of malaria, that is Plasmodium, and when this uninfected mosquito bite this person, it will get infected as well. You can see it has now become infected. Now this infected mosquito, because it has to suck the blood of the person, so it has taken that Plasmodium in its body, and now now this mosquito has already become infected. Now when it goes and bite to a uninfected person, it will transmit that Plasmodium, which is basically the cause of malaria in human population. It's a protozoa, unicellular protozoa, which lives in the mouth of the mosquito. It has two hosts. It completes its life cycle in two hosts. One is mosquito and the second one is human body. So this Plasmodium enter into the human body and it completed the remaining part of its life cycle in the human body. Now when this infected mosquito bites the uninfected person, this person, now it has also become infected with the malaria. This is how this insect mosquito play its role as a vector. This is now called as a vector for the spread of malaria. Vector are all those organisms which are acting as a carrier for the transmission of pathogen from one individual, one infected individual, to the next individual. Here you can see how this Plasmodium basically completed life cycle. Now the first life cycle, first stage of Plasmodium completes in the mosquito abdomen. In the stomach of the mosquito, it completed first life cycle. It divide there, it fertilize there, and then it increases its population, and then it come to the mouth part or in the saliva of the mosquito. And whenever this mosquito bites a healthy person, through the saliva of mosquito, it enter into the body of the healthy person, and then it can even infect the uterus, in the embryo in the uterus of the pregnant woman. It has this ability to reach over there through placenta. Now when this mosquito who is having Plasmodium in its mouth part will bite this healthy individual, it will transmit into their body. This Plasmodium is being transmitted to this woman, and it can even reach to the embryo. Now it will also infect the liver of this person. It will infect the liver of the person, where it will cause the blood infection. You have seen that malaria basically cause blood infection, and due to which the person become very tired and pale and yellow in color, and you can see that they are having frequent high fevers with some interval. So that is because when these population releases in the blood, the population of Plasmodium releases in the blood after dividing in the liver, after causing the blood infection, they release in the blood, and that is the time when fever goes at the higher level. Now they cause infection in the blood, and the person is now become infected. Now when this infected person is being bitten by the another mosquito which was initially not infected, but after biting the blood of this infected person, this mosquito has also become infected, and now it will transmit this Plasmodium to the next human host, and now the liver of this human host will also get infected because of this malaria. So basically this is Plasmodium, which is the causative agent of malaria, and transmit through the vector, that is insect, that is mosquito. Now what are the ways by which we can prevent mosquito? we can save ourselves from the bite of the mosquito, because in order to prevent ourselves from mosquito, from malaria, we need to control the population of bite of the mosquito. We cannot control that unicellular plasmodium. We cannot see it with the naked eye. So we need to control the areas, or we can sanitize our surrounding, and we can have to keep a strict check on the areas where the mosquito will get a chance to breed themselves. Now you can see over here, these points will help you to understand. Like, we need to use insect repellents which will protect our skin, our body from the bite of the mosquito. We can wear full sleeves suits and pants which will not leave any space for the mosquito to bite us. We can allow, or we can apply permethrin on the clothes. Permethrin is basically a lotion that will not allow the mosquito to come near your body or to bite your skin. Prevent mosquito from entering the room at night by using the net or any such repellent near the door, which will not allow the entry of the mosquito during the night time. That is the most favorable time for these mosquitoes to enter our body, to enter in our homes and to bite our body. Now we should use, or we should cover these water tubs in our washrooms, which are usually filled with water, with a cover, with a lid, so that these are the water bodies are basically the breeding place for these mosquito, where they lay eggs and their larvae hatch out over there in these water bodies, and then in this way they increase their population. So we need to put a lid or cover on these water tubs. And stagnant water should be cleared, means the water which is present usually in our surrounding should be cleared. We should not provide any breeding place for these mosquitoes to breed there, to increase their population. So I hope today you have understood how these communicable diseases are transmitted by the vector insect. Especially we discussed about malaria today, how the mosquito is playing its active role in the transmission of malaria and infecting a big population of the humans all around the body, all around the world. I hope you have understood the lecture today and enjoy the journey of learning with Biotic Academy. This is Miss Aisha Anwar from Biotic Academy. Take care.